Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Governor's Mansion. Happy Veterans Day to all those veterans out there, you brave patriots. Whether you served in times of peace or war, whether you served in combat or peacekeeping operations around the globe, we honor you this evening and all of your service, no matter which war it was in or which peacekeeping operation you were on. Today's the 95th anniversary of Armistice Day, that day that marked the end of all wars for the rest of humanity. And we all know what the history of the past 95 years has been like. Indeed, we have men and women serving in harm's way just this evening, and those brave men and women are guaranteeing our freedoms that we all enjoy, that were passed down to us through their blood, sweat, and tears. We have a great honor to bestow upon 6 individuals and recognize them for their faithful service to our nation and their post-military service to the great state of Florida. And that's all a part of the Florida Veterans Hall of Fame. And we're honored this evening to have so many distinguished guests with us here today. And I would be remiss if I did not point out that the governor, as part of the proud traditions of our sister service, the United States Navy, brought along his lovely bride, Ann Scott, the First Lady of the great state of Florida, who has what was truly the toughest job in the Navy, that of being a Navy wife. So with that, what I'd like to do is
for
turn
their
the
service to our country. As the wife of a Navy man, I was also the daughter of a father who served in the Army during World War II, and the sister of 2 brothers who served in the Navy. One was career military, career Navy, 35 and a half years. Go Navy! Go Navy! Go Navy! But I have a little competition going on here. But I have great respect for all of our veterans. And as First Lady, I have many opportunities to thank our military men and women for the sacrifices they have made to our state and to our nation. So thank you all for being here to help us celebrate and honor all of those who served our country. And now I have the distinct pleasure of introducing someone very special to me to come up to the podium, and that is my husband and your governor, Rick Scott.
It's great to be around veterans. It's nice, this is a little bit better accommodations than when I was in the Navy. I think a room half this size and the ceiling's quite a bit lower. 57 of us slept. Yeah. So it's this is a little bit nicer accommodations. Hopefully you've walked around tonight to see some of there's a lot of history here. This mansion was built in 1955, started in 55, finished in 57. There's some pictures right along the wall there. There's a picture of Governor Kirk there, who was a character. This is the library that was built while Governor Bush was governor. This is the Florida room that was built while Governor Graham was governor, and there's a picture, there's a miniature portraits of the first ladies there. There's art from around the state. Up in this room, there's olive oil jars from Christopher Columbus family crepe, which is over 500 years old. There's Spanish treasures from Spanish wrecks. In this room, and some things in here, but you can see the big punch bowls in there. It's from the original USS Florida. In 1911, 102 years ago now, this state, half the money was raised by children in the state, bought 47 pieces. They had candelabras, they had punch bowls and all this, and gave it to the original frigate, the USS Florida. In 1932, the frigate was decommissioned, and they gave it to the mansion, gave it to the state. There was a tax sub that was commissioned in '84. We kept everything, didn't give it back, which is really nice for the mansion. So we have all this stuff in here. The leadership, the captain of the USS Florida comes once a year typically. They were just here a month ago, I think it was about a month ago, and they've given us china, all sorts of things. So there's a lot of history here if you walk around. And if you ask either Ann or me, Ann will know the dates better than I will. But we can tell you a lot of the history, and Ann just keeps adding history here all the time. So thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for your service. I personally had a great experience in the Navy. The accommodations could have been a little bit nicer. When my dad was in the 82nd Airborne, so mine were way better than the Navy. But he did all the combat jumps in the Second World War. The National Guard gave me a rifle from an M1 from his company. My first year in office, and then they put together a shadow box of all of his medals and everything. So it's in my office. It's really nice when people say I look just like him because he's my adopted dad. But I got to hear some of the stories. It was hard to get my dad to talk about the stories because he had a pretty tough time. He was captured by the Germans and he just had a tough time. I'm very proud of him, and my service was much easier. So I want to recognize a few people here. Colonel Prendergast does a great job of helping the veterans. So thank you. I get to be the commander of the National Guard. I don't think our National Guard is recognized for all it's done. Our National Guard has been deployed 100 times since 9/11. Pretty much everybody in the National Guard has been deployed, a lot of them way more than once. Led by General Titshaw, who does a great job. So I want to give him and Gretchen a round of applause. We have two of our veteran representatives here that were veterans. Representative Mike Hill's here. Mike, can you raise your hand? And Larry Metz is here. We have a former senator here that's always quiet and shy, never gave me much advice on a daily basis. Mike Bennett's here also. He did a great job. I can tell being governor is the greatest job in the world. Doesn't mean you should run in 2014, but it's a great job. 2018 would be a better year. But this is the greatest job because, look, this is a great state. We have, what, 1.6 million? I think it's 1.6 million veterans, and I'm sure we're going to grow faster than all the other states as far as our veteran population because we care about veterans. We care about our military. With the leadership of Colonel Prendergast and General Titshaw, we do base commander meetings and do a great job of making sure we are the absolutely most military-friendly state, there is no question, in the country, and we're known for that. So we do a great job of doing that. But also we want our veterans that come here to make sure they get the services they need. Colonel Prendergast and Department of Military Affairs does a great job of doing that. So thank you for what you're doing. Tomorrow it's a great day. We get to induct individuals into the Florida Veterans Hall of Fame. And so I just want to recognize some of them. They're all here tonight, although one of them by his son. First, Major General John R. Cleland. Where's he now? Right haircut. Sam Gibbons, whose son Clifford is here for him tonight. Where's Major General John Haynes and his extended family. We went to his church yesterday. Today's Monday. Yesterday is Calvary Chapel, and I had a great sermon on the Old Testament, or the Ten Commandments. We started with the first one. Next, we have Lieutenant General Robert F. Milligan, who has done every job in the state other than governor, I think. Next, we have Captain Jeannie Rashinsky Rubin. Finally, we have Captain Robert J. Silo. So let me just finish by thanking everybody here. Thank everybody for their service. Thank everybody at their family, because if you have somebody in the service, you know that you're worried about them, because you know when you sign up for the service, You know, you're there to defend our country. Some of us, I was in during Vietnam, but I was not close to any combat. But people like my father, and I'm sure many of you were in combat, and so we worried about you. And your family's worried about you, your spouses, your kids, your parents, your brothers and sisters, everybody worried about you. Thanks, I'm glad everybody's here. Hope you have a wonderful evening. We're going to have a great induction tomorrow. But thanks for living in our great state, and thanks for all you do to make this the absolute best place in the world to live, work, and play. So have a great evening. Enjoy all the food. We have a great chef here. He does a great job. He is a Yankee, unfortunately, but he's working on it. He's looking for a Southern Belle. So he's working on it. But let me tell you the story of Florida. The story of Florida is you get to live the American dream. He came down here on his own nickel and auditioned for the job right after we came into our two positions, and did a great job, and he's living his dream. And so that's this country, and that's what you defended. So thank you for what you defended, and have a wonderful evening, and we're going to have a great induction tomorrow morning. So good night. God bless.